Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about PBNs or private blog networks, and are they still an effective link building strategy in today's day and age? Because a lot of people say they do work, a lot of people say they don't work, and for you watching this, you might not be sure whether you should use PBNs as part of your strategy or not. So I'm going to explain the difference between what I call a PBN and what some others are calling a PBN, and the best way to get the most out of your PBN as well. They do still work if done correctly, but the most important thing is to make sure that it's not a PBN known as a public blog network. So I'll explain more about that in the video. So guys, I'm going to talk about a private blog network. Now I do have a post which talks about private blog networks, where to begin, where to host, all that kind of stuff. And the process normally involves people taking advantage of aged or expired domain names and repurposing them and trying to pass the link value that you're going to get from an old domain name, like this one, for example, Nigel Farage, nep.co.uk, ex-politician. He has a website, or he did have a website, that had a whole bunch of referring domains from Fox News, CNN, the BBC, and much more. Now, this obviously isn't a PBN, it's more of a case study, but you can see that Nigel Farage's website has some DR. It has a lot of referring domains. It still gets referring domains because of who he is. The organic traffic grows. It has got traffic value. So that's perfect for a PBN. Now, what's not perfect is grabbing an expired domain. Of course, it has referring domains, but it literally has no rankings, no traffic, and is not going to pass the same value. Traffic and engagement are massively important, and they are trust signals when it comes to Google. So if you do have a PBN, you want to make sure that that PBN also doubles up as an AdSense website, an affiliate website, a real website that has real rankings and real traffic. Now, most people out there are experienced when it comes to buying links or getting links or whatever it might be, want links from relevant websites that do have traffic, that do have rankings. They would much rather have traffic and rankings over a high DR. So what would you prefer? The right answer is a relevant website that has traffic and rankings that's not spammed to death over something that has a massive DR. Now, DR is a great indicator in terms of how powerful a domain name is. However, DR can be easily manipulated. So I could go out there, buy a brand new domain name, make it a DR50, it has no rankings and no traffic. Now, which one of those is going to send more juice? This website here, or that one with the fake manipulated DR? Of course it's going to be this website with the rankings and traffic. Now, I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have PBNs out there which are public blog networks. If you look at the amount of outgoing links, they literally have 100,000, 200,000, a million outbound links. So any value that that website does have, you have to look at it and say, hang on a minute, am I actually going to get that much from this? So a PBN for me is a website that does have traffic and rankings, but more importantly, does not sell a link to every Tom, Dick and Harry that's out there. That is a private blog network, probably used for a few friends and no more. Not one that all of my competition can go out to people per hour and buy a link on. That is what a PBN is, and if you use that, you're likely to get rankings. That still works very, very well. Now, obviously, if you're building your own PBN, you know, as I say, I've got a guide here, where to begin, where to host, mix up your hosting, mix up your who is details, make sure you're not using the same plugins, don't use the same templates, all of that kind of stuff. You know, you want to make sure that's as mixed up as you possibly can. Now, what you also need to take into consideration is how much does it cost to build a PBN? Now, by the time you buy an expired domain name, repurpose some content, build a few links at it and so on, it's probably going to cost you $400 or $500. You can simply go and pay to be on someone else's for a hell of a lot less. You don't also have that added maintenance or recurring costs for domains, hosting, and all of that other stuff. So you need to weigh up the options on whether you build a PBN or you utilize someone else's. And there's plenty of people out there who've got amazing networks that are off radar, that don't sell to every Tom, Dick and Harry. And that's the links that you really need to get your hands on. But if you're finding that difficult, or maybe you work in a niche where that's not readily available, it would make perfect sense for you to build your own mini network. And many SEOs are doing that. They're powering up their PBNs with tier 1, tier 2 links, and they're utilizing this to send power to their money websites. And why would that not work? It clearly does work, no matter what anyone says. A lot of people out there will say, oh, PBNs don't work. Those are the people that grab a domain name, it doesn't have any traffic, probably irrelevant, and it doesn't do the job that they think it's going to do. So if you put the time and effort into making a website real, with real traffic, doubling up as an affiliate, AdSense or whatever you want, even a lead gen website, then you're doing a PBN properly. So it's about making it a real website. There's no need to hide it from the Ahrefs bot or the SEMrush bot or the Majestic bot. Do a real job. Make the website unique. Make it work for you. Make the PBN pay for itself. Do not see it as an added cost. See it as an asset. And that is the best advice I can give you in order to make PBNs work. So the answer is PBNs do work very well. You can check out that guide, but you have to make sure that you avoid those basic mistakes that everyone else makes, who then goes on to say PBNs are crap, they don't work. Do it properly, guys, and it will give you a much added benefit to your website.